One thing that we were keen on investigating was how do people conceptualise design thinking? You know, what are the definitions of design thinking that are out there? And what we found was that there's two separate things. One thing is the definition of design thinking, which is how designers go about their business. And another completely separate issue is how do you support that in industry or government or in higher education? And the models to support that can be linear, non-linear, all sorts of things, but they are to support design thinking. They are not design thinking. So when people talk about confusion in the definition of design thinking, it's more a case of looking at those two things separately. Because there's different contexts for the use of design thinking, it's quite reasonable to expect that there'll be different ways of scaffolding that process. One of the case studies that was conducted at James Cook University was to address a problem that students had when they were designing online learning activities. In that project, the students, even though they could construct technically competent websites and the design there was okay, the design of the learning activity and how they catered for the end user was not particularly well done. Design thinking is human-centred design, and that's what we want people to concentrate on when they're solving these complex problems. Okay, once we had students working on different design thinking frameworks and gaining a greater understanding of design thinking and then applying that to their design of the websites, we found that students were really catering for the end users and they were thinking about the system that the websites were going to be used in. Overall, the students' engagement with design thinking processes and design thinking models had the effect that we wanted, because when we looked at the end result, it really did cater for the end user's needs and it would work in the system that they were planning to use it in.